Everyone,
Hello, everyone.
welcome to Decoding Your Superpowers with Teresa Lysam, and
Linda Karshner.
we're so glad you're here. We jump on about this time most Tuesdays.
A few qualifiers there.
Yeah, we tend to be flexible, so
Right. Yeah, that's
this is our opportunity to really geek out on our love of the whole strengths concept, the whole Gallup Clifton Gallup Strengths Finders, a
hmm
concept. It goes by different names, where you take the assessment online after investing a little bit of money with Gallup. They spew out this beautiful, robust report with your strengths, your superpowers, as I like to call them,
Right.
in your unique order. And then we love to really dig into them and look at the nuances and how the strengths weave together and how they're showing up in your life, and then how you can use them in different
hmm
areas of your life. So we're going to continue that in that
Yeah.
we're not going to look at a report, which we do sometimes. We'll look at a report and just dig into it and look at the top 10, which is our zone of genius. But
hmm
today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're
hmm
going to see how we can take mundane, regular tasks that we're not in love with,
Mm.
how we can leverage our strengths to get these tasks done with
Right.
a positive attitude.
Yeah. It's
So do
probably
you,
easier than being a grump about it the whole time.
well, we all have those.
Right.
Could be doing the dishes, could be
Yeah.
loading the dishwasher.
Yeah.
I don't like
Laundry.
unloading the dishwasher. I dislike it immensely, so I don't even use the dishwasher.
Oh.
But
That's one way to avoid it.
that is, but it's all about reframing, changing our perspective. And in this case, which I'm loving this idea, Lyndon, bringing our strengths, our
hmm
superpowers into that mundane, ordinary task
Right.
and just make it work for us, make
hmm
a fun activity.
hmm
And so, do you want to speak more to that?
Yeah, yeah. So Teresa and I were chatting about like what we would talk about today. And my ongoing nemesis is paper piles. And because as a strategic thinker with high input, I gather lots of information and I make notes and I collect resources and then it just stacks up in a pile.
Yes,
And
yes.
I am not a high executor. I do have two executing strengths in my top 10, arranger and responsibility. And my arranger likes to organize and come up with a system. But because executing is not my dominant domain and I have discipline really low, like a and that's not like self-discipline, although I don't have that either. But discipline is like when you have a routine and an order for doing things and so you kind of set the routine and you follow through. Boom, boom, boom. I don't
Hmm.
have that. It's that just makes me want to wilt.
Hmm.
If someone says you have to do the same thing, like I'll say I'm going to do this on Tuesday and this on Wednesday,
Hmm.
and I never do it. But I do am really feeling the need to somehow conquer these paper piles. So I want to use my strengths to do this mundane task that it's not natural for me to want to do something that's a routine, rote, boring kind of thing to do.
Yeah. So I love this because I can benefit from this too, from these
hmm
ideas,
hmm
because we have some very similar
Right.
strengths. They're in different orders.
Right.
They're not exactly the same, but similar. And
Right.
so we have some common threads, and I deal with piles of stuff as well.
Yeah.
It's a constant, I mean, it's always been like that, at least as an adult. I don't
Hmm.
remember back as to when I was a kid, but
Hmm.
it's a constant struggle how to organize things, where to put them,
Right.
what to get rid of, what to save. Like it's just a constant battle because we both have input, we
Right.
both have learner. So we're
Right.
always gathering,
Yeah.
saving for a future use just in
Yeah, that's
case,
right.
Oh, somebody's going to need that at some point in time. So it's just a constant thing. And we have to learn different tools and ways of managing that. But so
Right.
I totally hear you.
And
Totally hear you.
I thought with the advent of the computer, we would be a paperless society.
Yes,
It's not
yes,
true. It's not true. I want to print off the
yes,
things that I
yes,
think are interesting and
yes.
informative, and I still take notes when I'm
Yep,
on the
yep.
computer. And
Me
so
too.
I'm definitely not a paperless person. Maybe it's my age. I don't know.
That is, yeah, maybe, but I don't know. I think part of it is our strengths, our superpowers, because we
Yeah.
have that desire. And it's
Hmm.
not a desire to accumulate, it's a desire just to gather and
Resources.
yes, and hold them for a more useful point in time.
Right.
But it can get overwhelming and clunky at
Mm-hmm.
some point. So let's see if we can figure out how to use our common strengths and
Right.
come up with some workable solutions that we can apply. So this is just a bunch of stuff we're going to throw out there. Um, Hopefully we can each take something that will be
Yeah.
useful for us.
And
So
I'll have to say that if you're a person who is a high executor, you may think that we are just like so lazy or so irresponsible.
yes, 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 I'm
But you
sure.
probably live with someone who's like us.
Right, right.
So don't go away. If you have this totally under control because you have discipline high and everything is orderly, stay tuned because this is someone in your life
Oh,
who
for
drives you
sure.
crazy.
No doubt, no doubt.
And you can maybe understand them better.
Yes, and give them some grace.
Yes. Please, we ask all the high executors in our lives.
That's a very good point. So you have a high relationship building
Yeah.
domain.
Yeah.
So it's very
4.
important. And again, I do too. It's
Yeah.
very important for us to have connections
Hmm.
and be with people like that energizes us.
Right.
And if I'm working in isolation for too long of a
Hmm.
time, I can
Hmm.
just feel my energy
Yeah.
diminishing. And it's so much more fun
Yeah.
in a collaboration with people involved. So
Right.
that's what
So
I
I,
think.
I
It's,
have to give a shout out to my one niece who is 7 executing in her top 10.
oh,
Like, I
wow.
love it when she comes to stay with me because, like, I can get things done when she's here. And
Mm.
she will give me the hardest time about all the purses and bags that I have and all the piles of paper and all the things, but
Mm.
we laugh about it.
Hmm.
And for me, it's that connection
Yes, yes.
that gives me the energy to laugh about it,
Hmm.
to kind of draw from her discipline.
Yes, yes.
And so, like, and she's just a really fun person. And so, of course, she lives 4 hours away.
Oh, darn
So
it.
I can't always have her here.
But her executing skills
Yeah.
offset your
Yeah.
lack of executing skills
Right.
or strengths. And so it's useful to know people with all these different skill, or we're
Right.
going to call them skill sets, but
Yeah.
superpowers,
Superpowers. Yeah.
because what we don't have, they have. And why don't we leverage that?
Right.
And we get
Exactly. And
them
that's what you have
involved
to
and let
do.
them help us. Yeah.
There's two ways, which, we always need a little reminder, a little boost of encouragement, but there's two ways when you're struggling. One is to do the things that are in your bottom strengths by using, it usually takes, for me, it takes a couple of my top strengths to do
Mm-hmm.
the work of what's in my bottom strengths,
Right, right.
or to collaborate. with someone
Mm-hmm.
who has those strengths high.
Yeah. So just remember, we're not in this world by ourselves for a
Exactly.
reason.
Yeah,
We're
right.
here on purpose with other people so
Yes,
we can all
definitely.
help each other.
Yeah.
So you have relationship building high, and you also have strategic
Yes.
thinking as your secondary domain.
Yeah.
So you're a person, as myself am, we love to think, we love to
Right.
plan, we love to be productive up here.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
that might translate into piles of paper
Mm-hmm.
that we're overthinking about. Like, oh, should I
Right.
save it? Should I not?
Right.
What should I do with it? So we're
I
thinking,
know if I throw it away, I'm
yeah,
gonna need it.
yes. Or maybe I can put it in some binders. I have so many
Oh,
binders.
me too.
Do I ever go back and look at them? No, but I know they're there. The few times I do need them, I can go back
That's
and
right.
check them. I used to have a whole bunch of filing cabinets before I moved,
Uh,
really tall filing cabinets
yeah.
that I
Yeah.
kept organized
Yes.
fairly well, I might
Yeah.
say. But I don't have those now, so I had to jettison a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you could just move because then that's going to force you to take
Right.
action. So that's
I
one solution.
perish the thought.
That's definitely one solution because that worked for me.
Yeah.
So we're going to kind of go through both of those domains either independently and
Yeah.
then possibly together and see how we can leverage what
Mm-hmm.
you got and what I have to something practical. So
Mm-hmm.
this will be a fun exercise here. So this is some ideas I have jotted down I'll be referring to. So we're not here to try to force ourselves to do anything. We're
Uh-huh.
here to reframe
Mm-hmm.
how and why we need to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's kind of what we're going for. We're
Mm-hmm. How and why?
reframing,
Okay.
changing our perception. So let's see. So we want to turn possibly, this is a suggestion, turn the task into connection time. Like you
Okay.
said, with your
Thought
niece,
about that.
you
Mm-hmm.
had somebody there. So maybe in order to sort through these piles of paper, you need somebody there to help you
Mm-hmm.
make some choices and make some decisions and keep your strategic thinking strengths in check.
Right.
Somebody who can be very, very objective.
Right. And just for the company sometimes too. Like it's more fun if it's someone who like is I have relator at 13, so it's not everybody that I would let come in and be with me while I'm doing this,
It has to
you
be
know.
somebody specific, somebody
Yeah.
special,
Yeah,
such as
right.
your niece.
So, yeah. So, like even just their company, someone that I'm talking to, and not my husband.
Mhm. And that's okay. That's
Yeah, it's
okay.
not always him.
But some questions you can ask yourself while you're sorting and organizing is
Hmm.
who's going to benefit from this? You
I like
know,
that.
yeah, I really like that too.
Hmm.
Um, another, again, just with that connection time, this is, probably going to be meandering around here.
Yeah.
Even if you have somebody to call, like I'm going to start organizing this,
Yeah,
like somebody to be accountable with. Check
right.
back with me in an hour, I'll report back to
Uh-huh.
you how I did.
Yeah,
So even though that person's not physically there,
right.
you're making a connection with them before and after.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
then, whether you were totally successful or just partway successful, that's
Right.
not the important thing. The important thing is that you have that person that you've reached out to that's helping you get through this particular task.
I've done this, and a lot of people have probably heard of this. I've done this little exercise, I don't even know what to call it, practice, with more like computer stuff that I've had to do. It's called the Pomodoro method,
Yes, yes,
where
yeah, yep, yep,
you
yep.
get on like a Zoom or whatever
Mm-hmm.
with other people who have things to do for their business, let's say,
Yes.
and you go around and everybody says what their task is they want to accomplish. Then you mute yourself. You can even turn off your video and
Mm-hmm.
you take 25 minutes and you work on that task. And then everybody comes back on and reports how you did. I am so productive during those times.
Yeah, yeah, I bet.
And it's not a competition because that really deflates me.
Mm-hmm.
Competition is my 34th or
Right.
33rd strength.
Right.
And so, like, I'm not competing, I'm just kind of competing with myself. That I
Mm-hmm.
can do. And it's just that extra energy.
Yep, I totally agree. So that's just the modern version of
Yeah,
calling somebody.
right.
And but yeah, I love that concept. And that could be done for anything. You're each
Yeah,
working on your own thing. Like
right.
it doesn't have to be a common goal and it's in small chunks of time. I think
Hmm.
for strategic thinkers, that's helpful as well. Those
Yeah.
small chunks of time.
Hmm.
Set the time for 20 minutes, 15 minutes,
So
whatever.
you don't get off on the rabbit trails of, because time sort of loses its impact or meaningfulness to a strategic thinker when you're thinking and when have intellection high. So it's like you said, do will I need this? Like you're thinking
Hmm.
through so many things, but having that time limited element to it
Yeah,
pushes
yeah.
you to.
That's very doable for me. Like, oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
could do it for 15 minutes.
yeah,
And
right.
then it typically turns out that you could go longer.
Yeah.
Or this is funny, and tell me if this how this is for you. I'll dread a task. I'll
Yes.
finally go do it. And
Yes.
then it takes me like a fraction of the time I thought it was going to
Yes.
take me.
For a while, I was keeping track of how long it actually took me to, I think, unload and reload the dishwasher. We were
Okay.
talking about that.
Okay.
And it was minutes, not even 10 minutes, like way less than 10 minutes,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
6, 7, 8 minutes tops to unload and reload.
But you thought it
And
was going to take forever and it
it
was going to be,
feels
yes,
like forever.
yes, yes.
So
Oh my
you
God.
avoid it.
That is so funny.
And my husband, as a high executor, he doesn't even think about it.
Mm-hmm.
He just does it. He doesn't always like to do it, but he just
Mm-hmm.
does it.
Because he wants to get it done. Check it
Yeah.
off his
Yep.
list.
Check it
Yep.
off the
See?
list. And he's
Okay.
like, it needed to be done. So I did it. I'm like,
Yeah,
well, I've been thinking about doing it.
that's it. That what you just said. Us strategic thinkers sometimes will
Uh,
think, think more about it
overthink.
instead of just actually doing it. And so
Yeah.
we spend more time thinking about it when the actual action is a very short period of time.
Right.
Oh my God, we're so funny.
I know.
Oh my gosh. And so let's see what other kind of ideas I have. Just looking at your strengths
Hmm.
and as a strategic thinker and thinking like, what can I pull out and use
Yeah.
and apply to this particular task?
Right.
Just
Well, one thing that I have done, like with the learner input intellection high, somewhere along the line, I found a lady who calls an organizer who calls her business Clutterbug. And she says that we all have our own unique Clutterbug styles.
okay.
And so that has been helpful for me. I probably should hire her for, of course, a coach like that is really expensive, but um like I'm a person who I don't like things to be put away and hidden out of sight,
Yep.
but I like things to be like micro organized. So I like clear, open organizing, but things in alphabetical order.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to organize my closet, like my shirts, by the color of the rainbow. That's
Nice.
how I do it. Now, other people who, they like things behind closed doors and they do a macro organize. Like if they have all their shirts in the same area, that's good enough for
That's
them,
good.
but I like my shirts organized according to the color of the rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that kind of, so part of my strategic thinking has been learning about my organizing style so that
Yeah,
I'm
that's a
not
great
trying to
idea.
put things in a file cabinet because
Mm-hmm.
file cabinets, for some reason, having to open the drawer and dig through the files, puts a roadblock for me. It's like a
Hmm.
barrier.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? I'm a
Yeah.
visual person
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Want to see things because if I don't
Right.
see them, then I will forget
Yep.
about.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I need things, but which is funny, like you mentioned the filing cabinets. I was able to do that, but I had
Yeah.
to clearly mark them on the
Right.
outside
Yes.
what was in there, the alphabetical, what was in there via alphabetical. But I
Uh-huh.
had to visually see what was in that drawer without
Yeah.
having to open it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was kind of tying the two together.
Right. Absolutely.
But like I said, it takes some trial and error to figure it out,
Mm-hmm.
but it's definitely worth the time
Mm-hmm.
instead of just throwing everything in there. My
Right.
friend called a closet where she just threw everything, the abyss. Oh, it's in
Yes.
the abyss. You got to go in there and look around. It's somewhere in there. Like that's just not efficient.
No.
And so that takes some time to really think about that. So initially you're thinking about it, we're planning it.
Mm-hmm.
You're, using maybe your arranger, like how can I, maybe you could draw it out and
Yeah.
really write,
I've done
draw
that
out
before.
what,
Yeah.
and like you said, you like yours color coded.
Right. Yeah.
That's, and then sticking to it is also another whole nother layer of it.
Right. That is a whole nother
Because I can
following.
start that way, but after so many months, it gets a little
Yeah.
chaotic again. And then I got to go back in and redo it. But here's an idea that might work really well. So you said, like I said, by the alphabet, by colors is what different ways of organizing. So if you have a stack of papers, organize by who they relate to as a relationship builder.
Oh.
So this is the family, this is
Oh, yeah.
clients, this is collaborations. So your piles are by the
Yeah.
connections
Oh, I
that,
like
yeah,
that.
I do too. That's really pretty cool.
Yeah.
So like you're tending the garden of your relationships.
You're right.
Yeah. So I really, really like that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And we're both essential oil people. We love
Right.
essential oils. So you can use your oils as you're doing your organizing for
Mhm.
specific reasons. Like if you want
Right.
to be calm, then you would pull out or diffuse something calming. If you want to be energized and excited about it, then you could diffuse something that's high energy, such as
Hmm.
peppermint. But that would be a way of tying the scent with that pile of papers.
Hmm.
This
Hmm.
is my family, so I'm going to attach a certain aroma with the family
Right.
stack of papers. So that's an interesting, getting more senses
Hmm.
involved. I
Yeah,
really
that's a
like
neat
that. That's
idea.
interesting. End with a celebration.
Oh, you know what? I never do
Take a
that.
before, take an after, celebrate, treat yourself to something.
Yeah.
Go me. I got this done in a shorter
Right.
amount of time than I thought. But
Yeah.
yeah, as women, yeah, we don't celebrate ourselves enough
No.
for sure. But
No. That pat on the back.
work that into your plan.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to celebrate myself after
Yeah.
this. That's I may be with a friend. Once I'm
Hmm.
done, then my connection comes afterward.
Right.
That connection piece as for a relationship builder.
Hmm.
As a strategic thinker, some other ideas, patterns,
Mm-hmm.
purpose. Okay, so patterning could be a way of organizing things. Let's see. So many ideas here. The why pile, make a why pile.
No, what's that?
Um, like, what's the outcome I want here? So,
Uh,
why do I have this stack of papers? What's going to be the end
uh,
result of all the information in these
mm,
papers here?
mhm. So like maybe like I'm working on thinking about developing like a membership with my coaching.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So anything that's related to creating a membership
Mm-hmm.
could go in a certain pile or
Right.
whatever.
Or a
Okay.
folder or whatever on a
Folder, yeah.
shelf or whatever you're
Hmm.
you're doing.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
this is a good thing too. What categories will eliminate work in the future? Like
Mm,
I always love when I do that for my future self. I
yeah.
organize it now.
Right.
When I come back to it 6 months from now, it's going to be really easy and efficient
Yeah.
for me to find what I need. And when I go back in like 6 months from then and I see how well organized I was and I
Yeah.
found something really efficient, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad I did that for myself.
Yeah.
I mean,
Atta
literally,
girl.
I
Atta
have
girl.
like, oh my God, I'm so impressed. Thank you
Uh-huh.
so much to my past self for doing this and putting this right where I needed it.
Yeah.
So I
Thank you
really
so
like that. Yeah, so think about the future
much.
and
Okay.
how it's going to pay off for you in the future for your future self.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely a good idea. So that future payoff and futuristic. Do you have futuristic up high?
It's kind of in the meh zone.
Okay,
It's
so
not
mine's
not
up high.
super
I
high,
need,
not super low.
yeah, mine's at number 10, so it's up there.
Okay, so yeah,
So that would be good
mine's
for
actually
me to.
26. That's pretty
Oh,
low.
so it's kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But for me, that would be a good strength, a good superpower to use. Like my
Yeah.
future self is going to thank me for this. So I'm going to
Right,
make this
right.
very clear for my future self in a year or 6 months or whatever.
Yeah.
So just that visualizing the end result or the benefits.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
How about a paper power hour every week? So a
Okay.
reoccurring
Yeah.
power hour that you're dealing with
Like you
papers every
just
single week.
focus on paper,
Yep,
like
yep,
whatever,
eh,
attacking the paper pile.
yep.
Mhm.
And pairing it with something enjoyable. So
I do
listening to
that.
your music or a
Yeah.
podcast or
Right.
drink your favorite beverage,
Right.
while you're doing that. So it becomes predictable and a low friction habit.
Okay.
Predictable. You know it's coming. You know
Right.
it's going to be enjoyable. You're going to reward yourself afterward. You're going
Yeah.
to connect with somebody that you love afterward.
Yeah.
So that's an idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that too. I usually do try to, well, I need to have music or a
Hmm.
podcast
Yep. Yep.
when
Me
I'm
too.
doing something like that because it feels boring otherwise.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so I want something to entertain my mind.
Well, I was just going to say you need something for your mind to grasp onto,
Uh-huh. Right. But
which
it
it's
can't be something that I feel like I need to take notes because then I'll get distracted
true.
needed to take
True,
notes.
true. So it has to be something kind of that's not making your brain work too hard.
Right, right.
Oh, yeah.
But
I
it just
know.
needs to be engaged a little.
Yes, exactly. I know some people use sometime like these tasks as a very meditative type of a process, a very mindful process where
Oh, I would
you're
hate that.
where you're really focused on feeling the hardness of the plates. If you're, you hate the dishwasher thing. If you're, the crispness of the paper or the way the paper feels or the way it smells, like they just are really focused on their senses.
That would not
So
be me.
so I don't know if that is in opposition of a strategic thinker or if that would still
Yeah,
give your mind something to play with.
it may be depending on what someone else's strengths might be. That I could see how people would like that.
Hmm.
I would hate it.
Yeah, I could probably do it for a short period of time.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah,
I
very
don't.
short. It's interesting. I don't know like what strength that would maybe adaptability, like just being so in the moment.
Hmm. Oh, yeah, yeah, because they are in the moment.
Yeah, and
Yes.
that's 27 for me, so maybe
Hmm.
that's part of it.
That could be.
Like
Now,
why I
mine
have such a visceral reaction to
could
the thought
be.
of doing that.
That could be. I have it about number 17, so it's not as low
Okay.
as yours, but
Yeah.
yeah, people with the adaptability superpower, yes, it's very easy for them to be in the moment,
Yeah.
move with what's ever happening, pivot at any moment in time.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah, it's good to know that about yourself
Yeah.
because especially if you have contacts high or futuristic even higher than what I do, it's hard to be in that moment
Yeah.
because your mind is forward or backwards or some
Yeah.
other time frame and not right here in front of you. So,
Hmm.
yeah, that is interesting. You'd have to really play with that if you could be mindfully in the moment or not.
So I will like use this example of something I have learned to be mindful about is spending time with my grandson
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because, my boys are adults now,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, I know how fast this is going to go.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, I'm a relationship builder.
Yes.
So because I'm at a different phase of my life when I'm spending time with my grandson versus when I was raising my boys,
Yes, exactly.
because I can be a little more free with my time to
Mm-hmm.
just watch him and enjoy all the smells and the feel of his little
Mm-hmm.
baby skin and
Mm-hmm.
his hair and his eyes and his baby toes. And I tried to do that with my kids, and especially when we had, adopted our third one, I was like, this is it. This is my last one, and I want
Mm-hmm.
to really focus on enjoying him. So I did, but it's different with the grandbaby. Like
Oh,
just
for
being
sure.
in the moment and enjoying all the things of this stage. And even if I forget them, I'm enjoying them now.
Right. And that's your relationship builder. You
Yeah,
love that connection with the
that is
little
a
baby, you know?
yeah, that's a
And
connection like no other.
oh, for sure. But you're being very mindful and present
Yes.
in that moment.
Yes. But with my
Yes.
paperwork,
It's
that's not
not,
my
I was say
baby.
it's not the same thing.
It's like
It's
being mindful when you're picking up dog poop. I don't want to be mindful of all those
maybe you need to have the
expenses.
little baby there while you're going through your papers and trying to organize them.
Oh yeah, that would help. He's walking now.
Oh,
All
okay.
the
He can.
papers would be.
Oh my gosh, I just got to tell you this cute little, I don't even know how old this little one was. We were at the soccer fields the other day. Little teeny walking individual,
Oh,
maybe, I don't know, two maybe?
uh-huh.
I don't know. Little soccer ball in front of, I think it was a him, I don't know. And you like he was like following that ball, kicking and following. I mean,
Oh,
he went
wow.
with that thing all the way down the field.
He's
It was
he's
the
the next
cutest thing
star.
ever. Oh my
That
God, it
is
was so
cute.
cute. He didn't get distracted. You know how they spend like 2 seconds on
Yeah.
something. Nope, he was with that ball all the way
That's
down.
hilarious. I would love to hear like that he's someday some big soccer star or
Exactly.
something.
Oh my God. It was so fun to
That
watch.
is
So
so
fun to
cute.
watch.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. What else do I have? I know our time is running out
Yeah, I
here. We
know.
probably
Oh,
have gone long, but here's just some thoughts, some reframing. I'm going to try to go through them really fast. I'm not just sorting piles, I'm clearing pathways for clearer communication and future
ooh,
impact.
ooh, yeah, I like
Yeah, I
that.
like
Spoke to
that.
my heart.
Every time I let go of something that no longer serves me, I'm
Hmm.
making space for the people and projects that truly align with my purpose.
Mm, I like
That's really
that too.
powerful. I like that.
Yeah.
I see each paper as part of a bigger story and
Hmm.
how I've contributed, learned, and connected. So,
Hmm.
organizing them is my way of honoring those relationships while preparing for what's next.
Hmm. That's so
I really
true.
like that.
Yeah.
Right. So, what the paper represents.
Yeah.
not just what's on it, and it's a piece of paper I got to do
Yeah,
something with, but
right.
honoring the representation of that
Mhm,
paper.
mhm,
Wow. And the bigger story. I love that.
mhm,
Let's see. My systems aren't about efficiency, they're about energy.
mm,
So your organizational methods are personal, meaningful, and easy to maintain. So again, we're just reframing the thought of like, oh my God, I got to do this. I know it needs done. So
right,
we're just giving ourselves more meaning to the task to
right.
satisfy our strategic thinking
Mm, mhm,
strengths,
mhm,
in my opinion. Let's see. Oh, legacy. These papers represents the impact I've made and the
mm,
possibilities ahead. So
mhm.
you're like, when you're organizing them, you're curating your legacy. That's really big, I think, really
Yeah,
huge. If somebody had significance
significance high
really high in their top
would,
10,
right,
that
would
would
really,
really resonate with them
yeah, yeah.
because they're all around being impactful.
Mhm,
When I organize, I'm not just cleaning up, I'm resetting my energy and
mhm,
realigning my environment with the woman I'm becoming.
mm,
Now, that might be more suited to a futuristic
mhm,
superpower, but
mhm.
I like that resetting my energy.
Yeah,
I think that's really good.
yeah, and it is de-energizing, the piles.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, yeah,
because like,
it's
you wanna access something,
hmm
and you don't really know where it is. It's at the
yeah,
bottom of a pile, but it takes time to sift through
yes,
all that and
yes. Um, And here's this fits right in with that. This goes with harmony. Organization becomes effortless when my heart and head work together. I lead with love and finish a plan.
hmm,
I know I spoke with a declutter coach.
okay.
In fact, she's on my Evolving Women podcast.
Oh,
She's all about decluttering on all levels,
yeah.
mental, emotional,
Mm,
physical, and how they all work together.
that's true.
So it's not just a task that you have to grudgingly have to do.
Right.
It's affecting all types of
Mhm,
energy levels, emotional levels for us. And if we
mhm,
maybe think of it that way, it
mhm.
might be easier to complete that task.
Right, yeah, because it's sort of all-encompassing,
Hmm
which, with our connectedness high, we see that, like, the links are there, the emotional stuff
hmm
shows up in the physical world and
Right, right.
spiritual and emotional and thought,
Yeah.
intellectual, all that.
And I guess we have to be aware of that. But
Mhm.
I just love this whole topic, this whole idea that you brought forth today, just trying to really lean into our superpowers and
Mhm.
how can we leverage them in something as easy as organizing papers
Right.
or mundane, I guess is the word. Mundane is that,
Yeah.
or unloading the dishwasher, or,
Mhm. And
just
it
really
just
use them.
speaks to how practical strengths are, knowing your strengths. And we've talked a lot about, jobs and education and
Hmm
relationships, but strengths are this practical piece too, this
Yeah,
everyday life, how
yeah,
we go
yeah,
about our lives. It applies to everything because it's how we do everything.
yeah, for sure. So, yeah, so thank you. I think this
Yeah,
was
thank
very
you.
juicy. I don't know if I, offered you any
You
suggestions that
did.
you can grasp onto or
I
not,
think
but
the first thing I'm gonna do is find we don't have a lot of shoe boxes anymore because it seems like all the shoes we buy they're not in boxes, but
right.
I can scrounge up a few shoe boxes and just put them on a shelf and just start by putting papers where they're like label it for their purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Or like you said, like what is going to come out of that? So whether
Mm-hmm.
it's strengths or essential oils or family, because that's a big thing.
Yeah.
And I probably have 7 or 8 pretty significant areas of my life that
Mm-hmm.
I'm the president of our community playground board. So that's a big piece of my life. I do a
Mm-hmm.
lot with that. Our church stuff, I do a lot with that. So I'm going to have a lot of shoe boxes. Might have to buy a new shelf unit.
But I like that. I really like that different way of labeling and
Yeah.
categorizing.
Yeah.
Not just this is the A box, this is
Right.
the B box. Like, okay,
Right.
but what is in that A box?
Yeah, because you
Like,
could have arbor vitae oil with adaptability strength, and they're both A.
right, right.
Well, do they really go
And
together?
your Aunt Amy is in
Yeah,
that box, but what does that mean? Why is she in there? Just because she started with an A?
right.
Whereas
I think it
she should be in the family category?
right, and it kind of removes one of the like thinking barriers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Almost like for me, having to pull out a file cabinet drawer is a barrier. So a
Mm-hmm.
thinking barrier is thinking about the purpose of something. So the things with the common purpose are all together
Mm.
in
Love.
that shoebox. We'll see.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah,
you're using that strategic thinking
right.
domain to your advantage.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I just love this whole concept of looking at your domains, what's important to you, and try to use that to create a better, more efficient way to
Hmm.
organize things. Yeah, this has
Hmm.
been really helpful for
Yeah.
me.
Thank you for all
Um,
your input.
oh yeah,
Input.
it's imp- yes, you fellow input person.
Yeah.
So this went a little bit long today.
It
I
did.
hope
Yeah.
everybody stayed with us, but it's a really interesting concept, and we'll just have to explore something else along this line
Yeah.
using our individual and our categorized strengths that we call domains. But
Yeah,
love
I would
this
love
idea.
to see how someone who's a high influencer,
Oh
how
yeah. Whew.
they might need some support in this area, or
Mhm.
something that they have found that works for them would be very
Yeah, that
interesting.
would be, yeah, for sure. An
Because
executor, we
that's
know how you guys would
yeah,
do it.
exactly. Yeah. This is a thing that they excel at.
Right, right. So we would just have to, you would like, again, invite somebody over to help you
Right.
use with their executing strengths, help you figure
Or
out,
maybe do a live, like if you're a high influencer, you want to impact as
oh,
many
that's
people
a
as
good,
possible.
yeah, that's a
Like
good
do a live,
idea.
like I'm on this quest to
Right,
organize
right.
in my paper piles and you come along with
Oh,
me.
I love that idea. Just set the phone up and
Yeah,
everybody watches you figure
right.
out how to do that. Oh, I love that. So
A
you're
day in the life.
inspiring other people
Right, yeah.
as you are on your journey of organization.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's a great way that an influencer would probably do it. We can't, that's like a foreign concept to us because we're not influencers.
Right.
In the superpower realm, we are not considered
Yeah.
influencers, but we influence in other ways using our own superpowers.
Yep,
But
absolutely.
that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's explore this again. Linda, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
Thank you to everybody who listened in. I hope this served you and you got some ideas
Yeah.
in some form or fashion. And if you have some strengths, some superpowers, your assessment results, and you want us to look it over and help you apply it to something in your life, please connect with us. We would love to do it either just in private or in a public venue like this.
So we
It's
can
so
influence people,
for sure, for sure.
inspire them.
Okay. Thank you so much, my
Yep.
friend. Thank
Bye,
you, everybody who's
everyone.
listening. We'll see you the next time. Bye bye.